Hey everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a title page and the first page in my December Daily album for 2023. That's my goal for the month of July, is to at least make some progress on my December Daily. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it, but at least I can try, right? So I'm using a little book that is, I'm not quite sure, it's almost like 4.5 by a little over 7 inches, and I think it's a Vicki Boutin book, photo book thing, and I got it years ago as part of, I think, some sort of stationery subscription box, and I just kind of set it aside and I thought I can do something with it, and I've never used it for a December daily because there weren't enough pages to match the number of pictures that I usually had. I was trying to do like one for every day in December back then. I don't really do that anymore. But I was counting up how many pages are in the book, and I counted up how many photos, and I actually think I'm going to end up, I have fewer photos than pages. So I was like, you know what, just to save some money and some time, I'm just going to use this book this year and challenge myself to do something different than the traditional 6x8 pocket pages and 6x8 albums that I have been doing with my December dailies in the past. I have lots of different types of albums for my December dailies, and what I really like are using albums with binder clips, because then I can add the Christmas cards right into the album. And, I'm something I haven't thought about for this year. Okay, so what am I going to do with this year's Christmas cards if I'm using this book that doesn't have the D-rings? I don't know. Maybe I'll put them in just the regular album, right? I don't think they have to be in the December Daily. I've just been doing that way because it just made sense to me. But I might change it up this year. So anyway, this is the book that I'm using, and I'm doing a title page first because if you flip past the first page, then you start getting into these little pockets that have space for a photo. And so I'm planning on doing as many spreads as I can based on how many photos I have. I'm actually going to put a photo on the title page just because I wanted part of that photo to be cut out, but then I was going to have the rest of it. So I'm going to cut a circle at the top of the photo and have some of our Christmas tree shown on the title page. I'm using my Creative Memories circle cutting system in order to get these circles. I also broke out my big circle punch. So I used that to get a punch of the Christmas pattern paper. I put a sheet of pattern paper, sort of a silver foil look to it, I think from Lawn Fawn Designs. That's the background of this page. And I've got a piece of washi tape going up and down on the vertical on the left-hand side of the page. And then I'm going to add a smaller circle as kind of an embellishment to go on the top. This is working with this book is going to be a challenge because the pages don't stay open. It doesn't lay flat. And something that I found, I don't know if it was just the paper or if it's the book, but this title page started moving as I went to work on the next page behind it. I folded the book up and I was like, wait a second, this paper has shifted. So I actually ended up using glue dots to stick it down just for some extra strength, because I don't want my stuff to fall out of my December daily. So, when you're working with different books and different papers, just keep in mind you might have to change up how you normally would adhere something. And I actually do have some double-sided adhesive tape upstairs that came in a craft kit that my daughter used. And I'm thinking of bringing it downstairs and using up the rest of it to do some more of these pages. Because the double-sided adhesive tape, it's like the red line tape. I guess, does American Crafts make some red line tape? I don't know if the red tape is a brand or if that's a generic thing. But if you know what I'm talking about, then you'll know it's almost like glue. It's very strong. And so I think maybe that's what I'm going to need to use in this book as opposed to my double-sided adhesive squares. So what am I doing here? I've got a little piece that I cut out. This is going to be kind of like an embellishment. I popped it up on foam squares, and it does pretty well inside this book, even popped up on the foam. I wasn't quite sure. I have a feeling that this book is probably not going to close very flat when I'm done with it. So again, that's something you need to keep in mind when you're making a December daily. And if you are the type of person who likes to use a lot of foam dots or 3D embellishments or like big florals, a small book like this that doesn't expand very much might not be your best friend for this type of album. So just keep that in mind based on your own aesthetic, your own scrapbooking preferences. Right now I'm doing the title for the title page, and obviously I'm not getting super creative with it. It's just going to be December Daily 23. I'm using some alpha stickers that came from the Happy Glamper Photo Play sticker sheet. I really like those. They were red. There were some green ones. I thought about mixing up the red and the green, and I said, nah, I'll just keep it all red because the background is green, and I didn't want the green letters to get, to get covered up or to not stand out. That's what I'm trying to say, to not stand out against the green. And of course, I screwed up as I was putting the letters down. I always do this. I should just start from the last letter and work my way back to begin with. And I didn't on this one, so I ended up having to move all the letters over. Luckily, they were very easy to peel up. So far, so good. They've stuck down. I will say after I finished both of these pages, I took my circle punch, which you see there in the upper corner, and I put it on top of the book. And that is in my hope, it will kind of keep things from getting too expansive and kind of help things stick a little bit more, just that little bit of added weight. You could use something heavier as well. So you'll see when I'm opening this up, there's that little square piece where you're supposed to stick a photo behind. And I thought about cutting the photo down, but I don't really need to because you're just lifting a flap and then you're setting the photo behind the flap. So you really just need to stick the photo down to that background piece and just have it be wherever you want it to be. You don't have to worry about cutting, which is kind of nice. Now, something else I noticed, those flaps, you're actually supposed to lick them like an envelope. And I was like, I did not do that, partially because I knew it was going to be a waste of time. This book I've had for so long, I'm sure that envelope glue isn't going to stick very well. So I, again, broke out the glue dots and just put one along the edge of the flap where the envelope licking stuff would have been. And that's going to keep the flap nice and flat. I think next page I might wait to put the glue dots down, just because there were times when I was doing other things on that page, and I thought it would be really easy to cut off the excess if I was able to lift this flap up. And of course, once you put glue dots down, they're stuck. It's glue, so they're not repositionable the way the adhesive squares are. So I wasn't able to do that. But hopefully you're just bearing with me, because really I'm just kind of experimenting. I don't really know what I'm doing with this album at this point. I'm just trying to figure out what might work best and how I might want to do it. So thanks for coming along on this journey with me. If you are enjoying this video, definitely hit that thumbs up button to like the video. And if you want to see more of my December daily process videos or more of my December photos process videos, which hopefully I'll be posting a few more this month, click subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the channel. And I hope that you are enjoying watching me kind of experiment and go through this. So I got a lot of Christmas papers in my haul. The haul video is up on my channel, so definitely check it out if you haven't already. I got a lot of stuff on sale at a local scrapbook store that has sadly finally closed, but 60 to 70% off. Everything was like amazing. So right now I'm using some Doodlebug paper, and it is Christmassy paper, but you can see it doesn't have traditional Christmas colors, which I always kind of like. So it's striped. It's got kind of like a rainbow stripe, and I'm going to use it on the page with the photo and the page next to it as well. So it almost kind of looks like it's one big cohesive layout. Even though it's two separate pages. And another thing that I might do going forward is add more embellishments to the page that has the photo square on it. I just felt like after I finished, I kind of looked at that page. It's just got the pattern paper on it and a tag that says Merry and Bright. That's kind of the embellishment. And I inked around the edges to make that tag stand out. But then I kind of looked up at the photo and I was like, you know what? There needs to be maybe a little bit something extra. So going forward, I hope to find some more embellishments that I can use to embellish around that photo. And then the next page, the second page, you can see on this one, I'm adding the other circle photo that I cut out from that one 4x6. These two photos go together on December 1st. We did a, well, let me finish my thought first. So I am adding a photo to the second page, but I'm not going to do that for all of these because I just don't have enough photos. I was keeping these photos together because they're from the same day, the same morning. We had an elf on the shelf this year, you guys. And so the elf brought her a t-shirt. Luckily, December 1st was a Friday. So the elf brought her a t-shirt that said Friday Mood, and it's got the Little Mermaid pushing herself up on the rock with the water spraying up behind her. That's the Friday Mood. It's very exciting. And she really wanted this shirt from Walmart, and they didn't have it in stock. But I was able to find it. I did some shopping behind her back. I was able to find it online and have it shipped to us, and all turned out well. And so the elf brought that for her, and I took a picture of her with the elf, and then a picture of her just holding like the little note card that the elf left her. And I thought maybe one of them could go into the regular album or the December pocket page. And I was like, you know what? Ultimately, I'm just going to leave them here. I'm going to have them both be together. And I think there will be layouts that do have two photos for a day. And that's basically because, maybe we did a holiday activity one day, but then there's also an elf photo. I didn't take photos of everything the elf did, but I have some elf photos. And another thought that I had was to put them all, to cut them down to 4x4 and do all elf photos in a pocket page. And then I was like, no, I'm just making too many December projects for myself. I got my monthly pocket page done for December. Obviously, I'm going to have the scrapbook layouts and then the December daily. I don't need to add another pocket page for elf photos. So I'm going to try to get creative and add some of those in here as well. I kind of want to do something where I leave the photo flap loose, and you can open up the flap, and there would be a photo on the front, and you open up the flap and there's another photo underneath. So those are some of my initial thoughts as I was kind of starting this process. And I hope that as I continue to go through using this booklet, I get some ideas and can kind of plan ahead better. Because with this one, I did not plan ahead. I was just going for it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, maybe this washi tape will look good here. Maybe this border strip will look good here. Maybe I want to do something with this tag. That's where I'm going to put the journaling for this day. So yeah, I was just really kind of winging it on this one, but I'm hopeful to be a little bit more planned and prepared for the other pages. I also added a number 1 puffy sticker to denote that this took place on December 1st. All of my photos have the dates printed on the back. I get them printed at Shutterfly, and so that'll make it easy for me to remember what days everything happened and put everything in chronological order, because I like my December daily to be in chronological order. So I think that's all that I want to say about these pages. If you're still with me, thanks so much for watching this all the way to the end. I've got some close-ups to follow so you can see things in a little bit more detail. Another problem with this type of booklet page is it's really hard to take photos when the pages don't stay open, but I'm doing my best. So hopefully these give you some, oh, there's a brad. I used a Christmas tree brad on one of the pages. I forgot to tell you that. But you can see it in the close-ups. That's why you wait all the way to the end, right? So you can see things that I forgot to tell you in the close-ups. All right, have a great rest of your week, you guys, and I'll see you next time for more scrapping. Be sure to follow me. Bye.